Hello and welcome to Curious Crow Podcast, episode number 3. I'm Martin Willingham.
And I'm Chris Borden.
And we sound like sports commentators, which is appropriate. Wimbledon at the moment. As we record this, I'll be honest, obviously this is pre-recorded, of course this is a podcast.
Yeah.
Normally we do it a bit in advance. This week I've been a bit busy, so we haven't. But as we record this, Andy Murray's just been knocked out of Wimbledon.
Oh dear, what a shame. Does that make him Scottish, not English then?
If you ask English people, yeah, that makes him Scottish. That makes
Good.
Andy Murray Scottish. Now,
well, before we crack on,
yeah,
I must say that I Wimbledon doesn't really tickle my fancy, but do you know what does tickle my fancy?
What does tickle your fancy?
Just a little bit. The fact that at the end of last week's episode, you challenged me to name the episode.
Yes.
And I promised you that I was going to ask you to do it at the beginning of the show.
At the beginning of the show? No, it's got to be at the end where we've already talked about stuff, so it's relevant. That's why I asked you at the end, you donut.
Yeah, but then you've got the entire show to think about it.
Yeah, I did spring it on you a bit last week.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And also, we hope not to have those audio problems we had last week.
Yeah, we hope not.
Because that was a pain.
It was a pain, but what happens in show business just happens, I suppose.
Happens in show business, yeah. We hope not to dampen your spirits on this episode by making you dampen your enjoyment, I guess, is by having to do all that sort of stuff.
Indeed.
So yeah, we're gonna try and crack on with that. Happy Thursday.
Yes.
Why do we release some of that? I can't remember. I think it was convenient.
It was you, mate.
It's my fault.
Shall we release it on a Thursday? I don't really mind, Martin. I think it's the conversation we had.
The reason why it's a Thursday, I do remember, it is because what is it?
What is the reason?
Yes, the reason is because of my working hours.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So welcome along to the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in for a third week in a row. We're stunned. There is some more video content coming soon.
Yes, very much so.
We'll be talking about that probably a little bit later.
Yeah.
Some ideas we've got. But first of all, Overwatch.
Yes.
Bigger than the Premier League, writes the BBC 6 hours ago as we recorded. This was out yesterday if you listen on Thursday.
Is that really the title of the article?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this is straight off the BBC website, verbatim. Could Overwatch be the game to take esports mainstream? Its developer, Activision Blizzard, has just announced the first 7 team owners for a forthcoming league. It believes in time the tournament could prove more lucrative than the UK's Premier League, football's highest earning competition. Several of the successful bidders have made their mark with traditional sports teams, and the buy-in price has not been cheap. The BBC understands the rights cost $20 million. That's £15.5 million per squad. For that, owners get the promise of 50% revenue split with the Overwatch League itself for future earnings. So we all know what Overwatch is. We've talked about it before. Big fans of it. We did 24 hours of it for the charities.
Indeed we did.
But yeah, so esports. Are you into esports, or do you watch esports?
I've never watched esports, I've got to be honest. I think the concept's quite a nice idea, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I've never sat down and gone, do you know what? Instead of watching rugby, the Lions versus New Zealand,
Yes.
I've never thought, do you know what? Instead, I'd rather watch someone play 12 hours worth of Zelda. But despite the fact that we did something very similar by playing Overwatch for 24 hours. But I don't know. There's just I think it's a good idea, especially if you've got the time and the patience to play games to a point where you are so good you might as well be a sportsman.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm sat there going, who does? Because I know, God knows I don't.
Right. I mean, I'm not good enough for it, but I have watched it. I watched the South Korean Overwatch tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I happened to watch it. I was doing something else at the time, and I just put it on. They stopped in the middle and they did karaoke. I'm not even joking. They stopped in the middle and did karaoke. So the idea of this Overwatch tournament, there's the Overwatch World Cup, which is on right now. The idea of this Overwatch tournament, though, is like there's a team in each city, kind of like, think Manchester United, think Chelsea, think, I don't know, Liverpool. Okay, so it's like that. It's like, you have your sports team in your city, which means you go along to their local matches and you watch. And apparently esports is wicked to watch live.
Oh, really?
Apparently live, it's amazing. We need to see if we can get ourselves into an Overwatch. Maybe we should see if we can get ourselves press access for that.
Oh, yeah, that'd be quite cool. Although, do you reckon, just as a thought,
yeah,
do you reckon that if we spent enough time playing Overwatch, we could be Do you reckon we could be the Farnborough Sandhurst team?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not good
Oh.
enough.
Well,
Also, I don't have 20 mil lying around, do you?
well, I can check with the back of my sofa. It might be there.
No, I do not have 20 mil quid lying around, so sorry about that.
But what if we got someone to sponsor us, Martin?
Like who?
I don't know. Just find one of these people that are apparently buying up teams.
There you go. Or if you want to sponsor us, email Crow at... We don't have an email address yet.
We don't have an email address, no. But
Because I was thinking about getting us a website as well, but
yeah,
I don't know. If
well,
actually, you know what? Email Crow. There is an email address, but it's used for
Yeah.
like other stuff. Email Crow at nomercy24.co.uk. That's
And
the email
then-
address that's set up at the minute. That will change, I'm sure.
don't forget to include all your bank details so that we know exactly who we're stealing from.
If you wanna sponsor us, we will be doing some streaming at some point soon. This is all just basically. I have massive ambitions to do all this stuff, but I'm busy, so we're gonna start slow with the video stuff. This podcast is like the first bit of the new wave of Curious Crow.
Definitely,
As we said
100%. Because well, this is the thing. Because obviously, Curious, our channel, which was previously just your channel,
It was, yeah,
which I just tend to help out on, has been going for over a year now.
it has. And like, yeah, there's been some content.
Yeah, a little bit, but again, that's because you are busy.
Yeah,
But now that obviously it is a joint venture
yes,
between myself and you.
we decided to make it a joint venture, which was, I think it was sensible. Seeing as you were,
Definitely.
you were the most. Obviously, the other contributors that we've had, they'll probably still continue to be involved with it, and I want them to continue to still be involved with it.
Definitely.
Like we had our buddy Josh,
Mm.
and we had Holly, who did a review of Star Wars Battlefront. So we're going to see if we can keep contributors coming in.
Definitely.
Or at least people because Holly, if I'm honest, didn't write that review. I did, and she voiced it and did a really nice job. So it was really nice to have her do that, and we're gonna hopefully try and get more contributors in. We want to get some guests on the podcast as well.
Definitely.
We also want to get some in the can,
Well,
just in case we can't do it, because we
Yeah,
very
definitely.
nearly didn't do it this week.
It was
which would have
very,
been
very
bad.
close, wasn't
Third
it?
week in not doing it. Because I've been busy. Anyway, Overwatch. Sorry,
Yes,
we've been tangified.
that we're talking about our YouTube team now.
Yes. Well, if you want to sponsor us, Crow at nomercy24.co.uk. Okay.
To be fair, the idea of esports as a whole, to me, isn't too ridiculous because it has become one of the kind of biggest industries in the world.
It's huge. It's huge. I think it will be as big as, maybe not football. I think football is massive. I think it will be as big as, hockey.
Possibly, yeah.
I think it will be as big as basketball in this country.
Could be.
I do, and I want it to be because I like it. But there is something to be said for, and I have an argument against myself here. Well, I'll just play the game. But here's the thing. You could just go out and kick a ball around and play and say you're playing football. There's a difference between being me and dicking around in Overwatch and doing all right. I'm pretty good at it. And there's the pro players.
Well, yeah, that
It's like it literally is a different league.
well, at the same time, mate, because saying that is like comparing Waitrose and Lidl.
How so? Other supermarkets are available. How so?
Like, you are very much, in comparison, you are the Lidl's
I'm
own
the
brand.
Lidl. Yeah.
Well, obviously, these e-sport teams are Waitrose. They're the taste best.
Is Waitrose the best supermarket you know?
Not the best one, no. However, it's the only one that sprung to mind.
Because there's M&S.
Yeah,
Harrods, if you wanted
Harrods, yeah, I suppose if you're swimming in it. But
to. Yeah.
I'd love to be. I'd love to be able to do all my shopping at Harrods.
You know what? I've been to Harrods, and you been?
No,
It's not actually a pleasant experience.
why not?
It's very busy because tourists, right? So it's packed in there. It's hot, and I found the Harrods building, to be quite gaudy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't think it was very tasteful. If I'm blunt,
Oh, okay.
and maybe that's just I'm a fool for thinking that and being a peasant. But
You are kind of a peasant.
I'll tell you what as well. Your headphones just go funny there. Mine
Yeah,
did.
just a little bit. It's 'cause
I
coughed.
need to replace this splitter thing we're using. We're
Yeah.
using a splitter. We're
Anyway,
so
do you know what? We keep getting
technically
off track as well.
Overwatch. Yeah, I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be massive.
Yeah, I do.
And I can't wait.
I do as well. I won't lie. I mean, personally, for me, I don't know, because I mean, I enjoy watching rugby, but that's because I've always played rugby.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of rugby.
Yeah.
But things like football, cricket, basketball, tennis, that kind of stuff, it just does
Bare
not
knuckle
interest me.
fighting.
No, doesn't interest me at
Okay.
all. I wouldn't bother watching it. So and I kind
One
of
of
think
them is illegal.
yeah, one of them is. It's football. But I honestly think that esports for me would probably end up in the same thing, where I just wouldn't bother watching them.
Right. I think I know what you're saying.
I like the fact that there are people skilled out there enough to be able to do this kind of thing, and that it's become the games industry has become so prominent.
It's mature enough.
Yeah.
And you know what's really cool to me is that people can make money by being good at Overwatch, which really vindicates our hobby. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because people don't take gaming serious, and it's still, I think it's less so now, but there's still this stigma where people are like, oh, gamers, nerds. No, video games, in my eyes, and I'm sure in yours too, are just like movies or TV or books. They're a form of entertainment. Now, I would say they're actually better than TV in many ways because you're interacting. You're actually using your brain. You're not just vegetating in front of a box and watching Simon Cowell's latest show. You know what I mean? You're actually gaining something from it.
Yeah, I actually would fully agree because, since coming back from uni, obviously I haven't had much to do, more's the pity. So gaming has been one of those things that I've sat there and gone, yeah, I can enjoy this. I can enjoy this constantly, and it keeps my brain working, and I don't sit there thinking, oh, if only I had something to interact with while everyone else works and is busy with their lives.
You've
and
got
productive.
video games. You've got video games.
Exactly. They are my friends.
They're my friends. So yeah, Overwatch, big league.
Yes.
Very cool. As you said, Chris, you're not totally into it, but that's fine. I think you could be. Give it time. Moving on, I want to talk about my Spotify. All right.
I've literally just seen what it says on the run order.
We can't repeat it.
I can't, and it just really makes me laugh.
My Spotify. So earlier on today, I was driving home from work.
Indeed.
And I'm sensible. Okay, I'll go up front here. If you change your playlist whilst you're driving, you are unsafe. Stop being a dick. You're putting yourself at risk, and you're putting other people at risk. Regardless, I was sat in my car on the way home from work, and I had a playlist running. It's a playlist called Le Mans 2017. It's the place we used to travel down to Le Mans in France. Okay, really cool playlist, by the way. If you like classic rock, find it. My username's MW Disco for some reason. So
no, you know the reason.
I don't know the
that.
reason. They don't need to know the reason. Google is your friend if you really want to know. If you really want to know, I don't really do it anymore. Yeah, and if you don't Google it, you're gonna get really confused. I'm driving home, and then if, for example, I have an Amazon Echo Dot, I'm not gonna say her name because she'll just, turn on and start chatting bollocks.
But every time you bring up your Dot, all I want to do is go, "Hey, name of machine."
Yes, computer,
and add something incredibly heinous to your Amazon Prime.
We know
list.
my buddy Turkey's done that already.
Yes, indeed, we do.
So I was driving home. I was actually taking a colleague of mine home.
Yes.
We've been doing a lighting course today. Really interesting lighting course. So hopefully you'll see the benefits of it.
Hopefully.
On the chat. Anyway, so driving home. And when my Echo Dot is playing music, it obviously disconnects my iPhone, but I can still see the title of the track coming up on the screen on my car. It's got a little readout. And it said Sia Chandelier and stopped. Like playing, it was playing, but not through my phone. This is weird. So I came to a stop and I checked it. It was playing on some phone, someone's phone called Diana. It was like iPhone D Diana.
Okay.
And then Spanish music was playing. Now, either someone's hacked my Spotify account or Spotify done gone messed up. I reckon Spotify messed up because we were both fighting over it. And it was also saying, like, playing songs from your playlist, whatever the playlist was called, wasn't my playlist at all. So I've obviously changed my password now on Spotify.
Being safe.
Yeah, being safe. It's the condom method. Literally the catch-all.
Yeah, very much so.
That's a joke. That's terrible. So I don't know what's going on. Like, how has Spotify done that to me? Like, I'm sure it was a mistake. I'm sure this poor woman, Diana, or whatever her name was sitting there going, why is he playing bloody Fleetwood Mac? Like, what is this guy's deal? She's probably thinking, who's hacking my Spotify account? Much like I thought, who's hacking my Spotify account? So yeah, if you're listening, Diana, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. It's not my fault. It's Spotify.
Martin's rant of the week.
I was so debating on putting up some songs in her queue, like "Help," "Problem" by Ariana Grande. You know, just stuff like that. Just like I want you to know
as if
this.
to make her worry, as if someone's been kidnapped or something, and that you're trying to let them know that you've been
Spotify.
that by you playing certain things like "Help," "Disco Inferno,"
and "Baby Burn,"
and,
Disco Inferno,
and doing different songs like that. Is that what you're trying to say that you were doing?
Could you paint a picture with song names?
I'm fairly certain you probably could if you're very versed in music, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe that's Crow at nomercy24.co.uk. If you come up with some, we'll be well impressed. So do that. I'm expecting many emails. So or leave a comment.
Definitely.
We do keep an eye on them. So leave a comment for us, please. Nuts.
Yeah, very, 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 very strange. That's the thing. I think everyone's fairly aware that if you have an account on social media, for instance, like Facebook, or Facebook, or Twitter or Instagram or anything like that, obviously the chances of you being hacked are quite slim half the time.
There's lots of people out there, and if they come in to hack me, I've got no money.
Exactly, I've got no money either.
Go away.
But that's the thing. Obviously when you hear about hacking attempts and everything, it's very common to hear things like, someone hacked my Facebook, someone hacked this, someone hacked that. I mean, obviously a few years ago, PlayStation was hacked.
Yes. Did get a free game out of it though.
Exactly.
It wasn't all bad.
But that's the thing.
Game.
Obviously, Spotify, the hacking of a Spotify account, I don't actually think I've ever heard anything of that.
Why would you? Is my question. Why would you bother?
Maybe someone was doing it for a giggle.
They have a funny idea of banter,
mate. If I'm completely honest with you,
I think it was a mistake.
I think it was a mistake. Yeah, I'm just saying, as a general rule, that kind of thing doesn't happen particularly often, does it?
No.
So it's one of those things, and I'm just sat there going, okay, if you were hacked, why? Yeah. And if it was someone going, I can really mess with this Spotify account, it's well funny. It just makes you go,
log them out of my account.
Yeah, it's just like
easy.
You just sat there going, why? What was the point? You must have a really, really, really boring day.
Why you did this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You must have an incredibly boring day if that's what you've got. If that's what you're going to do with your time.
Well, Chris, you did something more interesting with your time, didn't you?
I did a little bit more, something more interesting.
So we've talked about Overwatch, we've talked about technology and hacking and the underworld of the internet, and now Chris is going to talk about
food.
Because
if anyone who knows me knows that I am a fat git, and that I do
much like me.
Mate, we're both there. It's fine. This is why we get on so well.
Bunter.
But because we like our food, mate.
Does not.
Cry internally, Martin. Cry internally. Suppress the pain.
Cries internally.
Yeah. Well, today that's the thing. 'Cause today I woke up and I was like, do you know what? I'm actually going to be productive because since being back from uni and being back home during the day when people are working and things, there isn't particularly much for me to do with myself other than apply for multiple jobs using
and do the naughty thing.
And no, that doesn't happen. And that's the thing, because I do have something else I would like to talk about in a bit that I also did today, which was the Indeed job app.
Okay.
Which is fairly good, but I'll talk a bit more about that later.
We'll add that to the running order.
Indeed we will. But yeah, today, when I'd done that and everything, and I'd been earning some cash from my dad to do different things by washing the bathroom walls, which sounds much stranger than you think.
Well, you shouldn't have smeared shit up them.
I'm sorry, I aimed wrong.
We've all been there.
Yeah, we have. Anyway, carrying on.
Please do.
I thought, well, I offered yesterday. I said to my mum, do you know what? I'll make dinner tomorrow. And she went, oh, okay.
Oh, you're a nice young man, aren't you?
Oh, no. So cooking is one of the things I can do without messing it up. And I was sat there and I gave her a list of things I wanted. And I went, do you know what? Tomorrow, I'm going to make soup.
Super cuppa super.
Spicy carrot to coriander. Anyway,
Super.
yeah. So obviously, when people go, oh, soup, take it out of a can, get chicken, get vegetable, tomato, beef, all these different things, and from a can, you go down to your local supermarket and go, oh, I'll pick up some soup.
It's cheating.
It is cheating a little bit.
Everyone cheats.
But well, exactly, who doesn't? Because sometimes cooking can be a real ball ache.
Can be.
But do you know what? I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna make it from scratch. And when you say that to people, a lot of them go, "Well, you're going to make soup from scratch? What's the point? Just buy it in a can." No, because honestly, making fresh soup is one of the nicest things that you can do. Because
and it's better.
It is better, yeah. It's not going to have been sat in a can for God knows how long.
In a warehouse.
Yep. And I was like, right, okay, I'll make roasted red pepper soup. And it was really, really nice, actually. I did a fairly good job considering the fact that I'm not much of a cook anyway.
Oh, no, you're pretty good.
Oh, cheers, buddy.
You need to cook for me again.
I will do at some point.
We need to have a... You need to come... we need to... Sorry, this is almost not relevant for the podcast. I'm just going to look Chris directly in the eye. We need to have a dinner date sometime.
Definitely.
You come over, I cook for you, then I go over to yours. We haven't done that in ages.
We haven't. And do you know what? I think that on both occasions we need to feed each other ice cream. To Unchained Melody.
Anyway, sorry.
That's
never mind. Maybe we'll film it and put it on YouTube or something.
Yeah, well, that was one of the features that we'll talk about later.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, and so because I said to a friend earlier, I went, oh yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit busy at the moment. I'm just making soup, and he put, "Lol, why are you making soup, man?"
Which friend is this?
I'm not going to mention their name. I'm not calling them out.
Mouth it to me.
No, I'm not going to.
Mouth it to you.
No, I'm not going to.
Go on. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, why you want to make soup? And
because I do.
And I said, because I've said I'd make dinner, and I like to make a bit of an effort. And he was like, oh, well, okay, so what do you put in it? Because otherwise, what if it turns out crap?
Do you know what that sound is?
What?
It's my phone ringing.
Oh, for goodness sake. I will do. But in all fairness, making soup isn't as hard as some people may think, especially if you don't cook very often. Obviously, the idea of making soup must be terrifying. Because
because most people don't know how to do it.
Exactly. But do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you. Because it's really, really simple. Okay. All I did was chopped up some red peppers, stuck them in the oven with some oil, salt, pepper, mixed herbs. Lovely. And I cooked them off until they're slightly browned. Soft and all the rest of it. Snoffed. Soft. And then, just let them cool. And got rid of the oil.
Chill.
It was lovely. And then peeled and chopped up onion and some potatoes, and I put in 3 cloves of garlic, which is completely unnecessary, but I like my garlic. And then you bung it all into one saucepan with some boiling water. Yeah. And boil it all down till everything's soft.
Nice.
And then all I did, I mean, obviously you can use what do you call them? The things that go bzzz.
A blender.
Blender, that's the one. You can either use a standing blender, or, like myself, you can use a hand blender. And I use the hand blender because obviously we don't have a regular blender at home. And it just comes out really, really nice and soft. Oh, you've also got to stick some stock cubes in there, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And it came out really, really well. I did what chefs do. Excuse me. When they cook. I did a taste test.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that it was okay. And at the time, you cannot taste anything. Anything that you've been cooking with, you cannot taste. And I was like,
not really. It's not.
I was like, tastes like onion and potato. It doesn't taste anything like pepper. I was really disappointed. And then I come back down to it later after I've had a coffee and whatnot, and take a test, just a little taste,
just a
taste, and I was like, oh, it does taste of pepper. And obviously you can season it, and you can pretty much do it with anything. I've done it with leeks before, done it with broccoli for my lady friend. And, all these soups turned out really, really well. So, if you fancy it, I'll probably put something up on either the website or onto YouTube or something, and I'll do like a food tutorial on it. But it's
Cooking with Chris.
It's just because it's something nice and easy. And obviously, anyone who does listen who is a student, for instance,
Yeah.
or someone who doesn't really have the time to do huge elaborate meals, some of these little things are really filling, really, really nice. You don't have to worry too much about it, and they're really easy and simple to do, and pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Like I could quite happily do that, and I would
Right.
do that because, you know, for me, I was on a student budget. I think at one point I had £3.80 to my name,
Nice.
and I went, okay, I'm gonna make some leek soup. Pop down to Lidl. Other shops are available.
Like Aldi.
Exactly. Again.
I like a walk around Lidl and Aldi.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
enjoy it.
As well as Tesco and all that.
Yeah.
I like them all, but Aldi and Lidl, sorry to derail you,
That's right.
have weird random stuff in
Don't
them. I bought a pair. I went into Lidl, the one near us.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah.
I went to that one, and they had a set of helping hands. You know, those things that hold
they
stuff while you're
actually?
soldering.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and they had like a table clamp. I bought one. And they just, I was like, what? Where else could you go to get? That's weird.
That does
Anyways,
food and all that.
Yeah, I know, it's so
Well,
strange.
Well, this is the thing again, because if it's like going back to the food, as it happens.
The foods.
If you are on a budget or you're a student or something, you just need something easy to do. I had £3.80. It cost me 11p for a leek. I think it cost me 78p for a bag of potatoes. 80 odd p for a bag of onions. Already had some garlic.
Leek, potato, onion, garlic soup.
Exactly, and well, it just tastes of leek, to be honest with you, especially if you use all the leeks.
Yeah.
And I did, and do you know what? It ended up working really, really well. I treated myself, and I put bacon in it because I could,
Tasty.
and it was very, very nice. But it's just stuff like that, especially if you're on a student budget or you're just on a budget anyway.
Right, here's I'm floating something as an idea.
Oh,
Should we every week? Because you and I both like to cook.
yes,
I don't get the opportunity to so much. Should we come on each week and talk about food?
yeah. That'd be
Food
quite
advice.
nice. I think that'd be quite
Because
nice.
this podcast isn't just about video games and stuff. It's about food too
Exactly.
now.
And
Okay.
it's, well, why not?
So there you go. How to make a soup with Chris.
There'll probably be a video of it at some point.
Making soup with Chris. Should we move on?
Yes, I think we should.
Speaking of food, as it happens, we had a barbecue on Saturday.
Yeah, we did.
I was quite drunk.
Yes, you were.
I got a little bit merry.
You were sloshed, mate.
I was fine. I was all right.
I was alright.
Our friend, not so much.
Yeah.
She was a bit more worse for wear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was all right. But I was a bit merry.
Yes.
I was with it enough not to hurt myself.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
And
like
we
you
were
were stumbling
responsible.
everywhere.
We were responsible because I must say we had a barbecue in a park.
Yes, we did.
If you're ever going to do that, two things: make sure you're allowed,
Yep.
and take bricks and stuff. Make sure you're not burning the grass, and two, clear up after yourself.
Very much so.
We
There's
did
nothing
both
worse.
those things,
Well, there's
despite the fact that I was quite drunk.
Well, there's not. Honestly, there's nothing worse than if someone does have a barbecue in a park, then walking down there later on to find that they've left their crap everywhere. And this is,
Put it
you
in
know,
bin
tins
bags.
from drinks,
Yeah.
food wrappers, the barbecues themselves, and they're partially still lit. And it's just sat there going, why? How hard is it to tidy up? So honestly, please
Clean up.
tidy up.
Clean up. But we had this barbecue. We played Cards Against Humanity. Well, we didn't actually play Cards
We
Against Humanity.
almost got there,
I
but it
bought
got
them.
too dark.
It got too dark. I showed off my Bluetooth LED candles, which
Yeah,
you
you did.
guys shit all over.
Actually, mate.
despite the fact that they were actually providing nice, not I wouldn't say amazing, but nice light.
I think you'll find I never shat on them.
Whatever, I
mate.
was shit on them.
I actually quite enjoyed them.
I thought they were really lovely.
It's the fact that your lady, Frankie,
She hates them.
it's the fact she had your phone and she changed the colour of the candles to match the colours of her socks, which were bright luminous green.
It's pretty cool actually. The app. In fact, I've got one here.
Yes, you do. You have one on your desk.
It's really cool, and you can turn them upside down like this, and then you can put an actual candle on the top if you want to, which is kind of defying the point. But still, yeah, I put AA batteries in them. They've lasted for ages, and I bought them down, and they were great. What else did we get up to? So during that barbecue, obviously, we played a bit of football. Yeah,
Even though none of us are particularly good at it, bar again, your
had
lady.
a nice little kickabout. Hannah's okay.
I think one of the funniest moments was our friend Josh.
Lovely
Bless him.
Josh. Hi Josh, by the way. I think he might listen to this.
He might do, but
hiccups now.
but bless him, obviously, because it was quite hot, and he wore shorts as most of us did.
Yeah.
But he wore socks and sandals because
he's hurt his foot.
He's hurt his foot. Yeah,
he's just had an operation on his toe.
And not only did he have a bottle of ketchup thrown at it by accident, he
played football. What?
He also kicked the ball about.
Donut. What a donut!
Like fair play to him for being a soldier and carrying on. Like yes, well done to him.
It's impressive because
I wouldn't have done it.
I don't think he'll mind me saying he's not very good at football. I don't think he'll be upset with that.
Again, the only people that were Han Nobblestick and Frank Moo.
Yeah, we were sort of vaguely passable. We were vaguely in the sphere of being okay-ish.
Yeah,
I suppose. Anyway, so we did the barbecue. It was really good fun. In a park.
Yes.
It was really nice. We had lots of pooches come and say hello.
You did.
We saw the most beautiful husky puppy
whose name was Dex.
He was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I love a husky, and this is a little fluffy husky pipper.
Do you know what? Every time a dog or something is mentioned, or we see one in public, as our group of friends tend to do, we all, even if we could be pretending to be the most butch men in the world, and yet as soon as a dog comes up to us, oh hello, how you doing? And the baby pet voice comes out, and you just sat there going, what is wrong with me?
No, and we're just like, oh my god, it's a puppy, Chris. Like we'll genuinely, we've had times where we've been on edge. Okay?
Indeed.
And we're two bigger chaps. I think we could probably stand up for ourselves. And we're walking down the street, and then we see a puppy. It's like, oh hello, puppy.
Oh, puppy.
Fall to bits. If that's how you want to take me down with puppies. Then I'll just give you my wallet.
Exactly.
Just have it. You've got a puppy. Amazing.
You're gonna give me a puppy? Fantastic.
That
Cheers.
won't. Just disclaimer. That won't actually work.
It might do for me.
But yeah, still amazing. We had a jolly good time.
Indeed, we did. It was phenomenal.
I want to talk about Amazon Prime Day.
You're
not a Prime member, are you?
No, I'm not, mate. Again, only just not even graduating. Ex student.
You get Prime for students, and it's cheap.
Yeah, how much is it per month?
Just per year they do it. I can't remember. I don't know how much it is for students, but
even then I couldn't afford it, mate.
But yeah, Prime Day yesterday. I'm going to be mainly talking to the peeps listening then. You're going to be a bit lost on this one. Prime Day is this thing where if you're an Amazon Prime member, yesterday, which would have been 2 days ago for the listeners,
yes.
If you're listening on Thursday, they did Amazon Prime Day on the 11th, and I got some goodies.
Ooh.
One of the goodies is here. It's in a triangular box. Well, it's actually in a box inside a box.
A box inside a box.
I haven't opened it yet, but I have my hands on the new Fire 7 Amazon tablet, which was on offer yesterday for £30. I bought it in, guess what colour?
Blue.
I was going to buy a red one, and then I thought, no, screw you, Chris. I'm going to get a blue one.
The fact that you're actually putting in some thought into what colour you should now get, because I've ripped you for it constantly.
So now
recently.
I thought, you know what? No, I'll get blue.
Just to spite me.
No, I was actually going to go for the red one. And I was like, you know what? It'd be funnier to spite Chris. I'm going to get a blue one. So I've got a blue one here, and it's in its thing. This will be the thing. This will be an unboxing video. I'll probably do that on Friday. I'll start making it on Friday. But I have to tell you something about these unboxing videos. There's the radio one, which is the last proper video we uploaded. That was hard work. That takes a long time to do that. Believe it or not, you wouldn't believe it, but that thing was lit properly. It was.
It looked very nice.
It was on a table. It had voiceover recorded for it. It had edit. It had extra facts. It had research put into it. This video took quite a while. It had its sounds recorded from a Zoom H1, which is a bit of kit I've got, and it had video from a Canon 1100D. That's why, by the way, all the stuff I play in 720p or upscaled to 1080 or 720 because my camera's 720p. I'm not going to buy a new camera.
No.
Unless it gets real.
Just as a heads up on how the production value for these videos and stuff goes, if you fancy
the edit will be lovely.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. If you fancy editing for us and stuff, or doing graphics, etc., then where do they have to send their applications to, Martin?
Crow and nomercy24.co.uk. There is no pay, but you'll be part of something.
Exactly. It'd be cool to get more people involved.
Yeah, we want people to get involved. We want people to make videos for us. If you make videos on your own channel and you want to make videos for us too, that's fine. we just like videos. You send them to me, and I'll stick them on the YouTubes.
Especially,
That's-
do you know what? Actually,
yeah.
that is one thing that I think as well. Just detracting ever so slightly before we get back to the Amazon Prime Day.
Go on.
Is if it's funny as well, there's more likely they'll sit there and go, that's really, really funny. Do it. Join us.
Do it. So I won't tell you about Amazon Prime Day. I'll tell you what I've bought. Okay.
Okay.
Now, my landlords are actually not in at the moment. Thank you for a great Prime Day. Wow, there's deals still. Wow.
Did I just see the word free?
Where's free? What does it say free?
I'll keep going. No, free for. Oh no, it's nothing I'm interested in.
I am a Prime member. So I'm actually on my Amazon right now. I actually had to bail on something.
Oh.
I was going to buy a toasted sandwich maker, and I realised I already had one. So I bought the Fire 7 tablet. Fun fact: we are falling out fast with Adobe Audition.
Indeed, we are, and
Now-
it's getting really frustrating.
So where we left off, we just talked about some nonsense I bought on Prime Day.
Yeah.
Dash buttons. We talked about dash buttons. So I'll give you a recap of what you missed while we were chatting absolute crap. The the dash button is a thing which I bought. I bought two of them. I bought one for Finish dishwasher tablets and Ariel liquid tabs.
Yeah.
Press them, it arrives. I've actually got one. It's on one for Heineken. I have 24 cans of Heineken set out the back. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Anyway,
Handy.
we did go on and talk about this for a while. Prime Day. Frankie, we discovered, was one of the only people who managed to buy something that wasn't on offer on Prime Day.
Yeah.
I don't know
Poor
how
Frankie.
she did that, but yeah, nonetheless. Was it sorry? It's still free.
Yeah. Still for free delivery.
Oh, of course. I've got Prime. Oh, you had the voucher. Yes, that's true, because you BT Mobile. So you had a £70 voucher? Yeah.
What?
So that's where the blender... We got blender come in. We got a hand. We got a whisk. Yeah, if you switch to BT Mobile and you're a BT broadband customer, which I am, you can get a £70 Amazon gift voucher. And we also got a waffle
Dad,
maker because, you know...
Help
You
me
can do
swap.
it if you're in the same house.
Exactly.
Because Frankie's not the broadband customer, I am. What's that, sorry? What to not? You don't have to be a broadband customer to get the £70. But it does take a long time to turn up, though, doesn't it? How long did yours take? I don't know, but it can take up to 45 days apparently. But yeah, free Amazon voucher for changing your phone contract. Pretty cool.
Definitely.
But yeah, so we got a blender, a whisk, because I'm gonna make some cheesecakes,
Ooh.
and we got a waffle maker.
Cool.
Very cool. I can use the whisk to whisk up the waffle mix.
All for food.
Oh, for food. Oh, I'm going to do cheesecake.
Oh, good.
So maybe we'll talk about that in the podcast as well.
Definitely.
So I'm going to pull away from Audition now. Actually, no,
Okay.
I'm not. I'm going to leave it there because I want to watch the bloody thing. The Indeed job app. We talked
Yes.
about that. We'll pretend that we haven't had to cut it off and it'll be a completely organic discussion.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So, if like me, you are between jobs or you've just finished being a student and laying around doing nothing with your life, the Indeed job app, which can be downloaded from Google Play, or the App Store, is very, very, very handy. And as was previously mentioned in this conversation, we're not sponsored
Which they're
by
not party
them.
to.
You know, yeah, we're not sponsored by them. Let's put it like that. It's just I think they're a very, very, very handy app to have because, as I said before, actually, I've been on there a couple of times. I've been on there for about 3 years, and my last proper job I had was working as a waiter in a hotel restaurant, which was very, very nice. It went all right,
Yeah.
and then they fired me.
Can we have the smallest violin, please, brought to the desk? Thank you.
Well, and then this is the thing. Obviously, as I was telling you, you type in because they got two boxes where it's got the category, keywords. So you type in
Yeah.
a keyword for whatever kind of job you want, and you've got whereabouts, and it tends to, if you got your location on, it tends to register where you are.
Yeah.
So, typed in actor,
Actor.
and then I typed in where I'm from, and it came up, and I was like, the two jobs that popped up first were Thorpe Park,
Yeah, nice.
and the second one was London Dungeon,
London Fungin, more like, if you get the job.
You know it. Everyone should worry.
You're actually. I feel like you're brave for talking like this. You're actually advertising a job that you've applied. You're potentially creating yourself more competition here, Chris.
Probably, but at the same time, I relish the competition. Not because I'm better than anyone. It's just because I actually quite enjoy being able to sit there and go, oh, I like this guy's style. How can I use it?
How can we use him?
Yeah, and it's really, really handy. So, as I was saying, it does kind of jobs mainly in kind of, 30 mile radius, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not certain. But they send you emails, notifications and stuff, telling you when a job that you'd be interested in pops up, because you can also fill out your profile and a CV and everything, and it works it all out for you. So if you are between jobs and stuff, I would highly recommend getting it, just because it's really bloody helpful, other than trying to, stumbling around in the dark trying to find something.
Yeah. Because
sometimes jobs will pop up from your area that you had no idea existed, and it's something you could really get into.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, as I said, the only problem for me is my field of work. Like,
yes,
I've never actually had to. Obviously, I've been on them and I've searched. And the last 5-6 years, I've just sort of drifted nicely from job to job. I've been very lucky. I'm not going to lie. But yes, I don't really know how these things work, and I don't think there's much on there for me. I think my sort of line of work, it transitions purely by word of mouth.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. But at the same time, mate, because obviously it's like I said to you earlier, went on there because I got an email through and it said cam op job.
You should do it.
I should. I'll probably end up applying for it. Whether I get it or not is, besides the point.
It's worth a go.
Exactly. Job's a job, money's money.
Trying?
But this is the thing, because I think, again, the whole keywords thing, because it does look for things that you'd be interested. I mean, I also typed in game at one point, thinking, I'll see what pops up. They've got things for game developers, sound engineers,
game testers,
artists.
You could be a
everything.
Game tester. I think it might kill the fun a bit.
Might do, but at the same time, I quite enjoy sitting there, killing my brain cells,
pulling other people's work to bits.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not even pulling other people's work to bits. I either enjoy the experience or I don't.
Right, I'm with you.
So, but they come up with stuff that you would never even think of applying for.
Right, like Schiff.
Well, yes, indeed.
Anyway, so yeah, let's talk
Spooderman
very quickly about Spiderman. Yes, the Spiderman. Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, we've had a few days to stew on it. We did see it the other day.
Indeed.
Tom Holland, incidentally, fantastic. I've had a few days to stew on it, Chris. I'm going to make a big call. I think it's one of the best Marvel movies.
Ooh, okay.
Like Iron Man 1.
That's the thing. Are you speaking as purely Phase 3 Marvel films, or
I'm speaking about overall.
All of them?
Yeah.
Oh.
And also this Phase 3 stuff, we don't really know what... Are we in Phase 3? We are in Phase 3.
I think we're in Phase 3.
It's very confusing, I get lost. Yeah, but there are so many good things to like about this film. We're no spoilers. We're not going to spoil it for you. That would be bad. We're not going to do that. But I will tell you this. They skip the whole origin story, because we know what happens to Spider-Man. Uncle Ben dies, blah, 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 blah. With great power comes great responsibility. We know all of that. So they've already done that.
Yes, twice.
And they set him up in Civil War, and that's great.
They carried it on from there.
Perfect.
Which was exactly what was needed.
It's exactly what it needed. Absolutely right.
So, yeah. That's the thing. I think with Spider-Man Homecoming, I'd like to think that it's safe to say this as well, and doesn't give anything away.
Yeah.
The portrayal that Marvel have done in this film compared to the films that Sony and stuff have done
on their own,
yeah, far surpasses the other ones, the ones that have been about previously, simply because it adheres to the character and the backstory and everything so much better.
Yeah, because it's part of that bigger universe, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's part of that bigger universe now. I'll be honest, I also think that Tom Holland is very good.
Yes.
Nice guy. It seems like he's a nice guy. I was listening to the IGN UK podcast, and they were saying like he takes his dog to interviews and stuff.
Puppy.
Very cool.
Oof.
What a nice dude. Sounds like a really nice chap, and he's British.
Yeah.
So obviously we like him. And yeah, so I just want him to do well. You know, you just look at him and you think, oh, come on, kiddo.
Well, do you know what? At the same time, saying that, because I was on Facebook and I saw a video, and he was on, I think it was Lip Sync Battles anyway.
The US or the UK version?
Not sure.
Must have been the US version, probably.
But he did a medley. I'll probably have to get you to have a look at it in a bit, because it's actually quite funny.
Yeah.
But he does a tap dance to Singing in the Rain, disappears off the set, and then comes back on in a completely different get-up to a completely different song. I have a feeling it's a Rihanna song. I think it's Under My Umbrella.
Nice.
It's like a mashup. It's fantastic. It's really good. And he's so good. Like, oh, hot damn, oh girl.
Is he a good dancer?
Yeah, he is a phenomenal dancer, yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's another thing to like about Tom Holland.
Yeah. I just want him to be my friend.
Well, maybe we could interview him. Maybe he could be a guest on the show. That's not going to happen. Maybe we could be a guest on the show. Never going to happen. Can you imagine him coming here to our Poxy studio?
Yeah.
And chatting with Tom Holland? I can't.
I'd love that, but it's probably not going to happen.
I don't think he'd do that.
Well, you never know. We could ask really nicely.
I'd rent a studio in the middle of London to do that. Anyway, let's quickly talk about Crash Bandicoot, because after the barbecue, after the hangover, we played it.
Your guy's hangover.
Were you hungover, Frankie?
You were you?
She's a million miles away.
Yeah.
She was all right. Yeah, I mean,
I wasn't either.
I was okay. I thought I was going to be unwell, and then I woke up and I was absolutely fine. I was tired, groggy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think we were all tired though.
Tired, emotional. Speaking of tired, emotional, we're both holding back yawns. Wait a minute. It's quite late on a Wednesday.
It's not particularly late. Let's be honest.
For me and my sort of sensibilities.
I should be in my pajamas right now.
It's almost bedtime for me. So we played it. I think it's very nice. I think it's very pretty. I am going to play through the rest of it. Here is the deal, though. It is hard. It's. I don't know if it's me being shite or just the game being more difficult than I remember it.
Do you know what? I think
a lot of people have spoken about it.
Well,
I think it is more difficult.
I think at the end of the day, mate, I think what it is, I don't think it has anything to do whether the game's harder or not, or whether, we're just crap. But I think it all comes down to the fact that, obviously, when we think about games from our childhood and stuff, we look back at them rather fondly.
Yeah,
and they go, do you remember Crash Bandicoot? When he was like an oblong, and it was really good fun.
Single polygon.
Yeah, exactly. And he did all the jumping and the spinning. Do you remember that? It was such a good laugh. What if they did a reboot? Oh, that would be wonderful. It's actually probably just as difficult on a next-gen console as it was when it was originally released on the original console.
I'll be honest, I think games were harder.
Do you reckon?
I think they were, a lot of them, obviously.
Durex.
Durex, yeah. I reckon the vast majority of games, if you would say, I don't know, 70% of games were easy back then. Okay, let's say 30% of all games were hard back then.
Yeah.
Okay? I reckon 20% of games. I reckon there's less hard games. Obviously, you got your Dark Souls and stuff, and that is really hard. That's punishingly bullshit.
To be fair, mate, I've been playing Dark Souls, and it's fun up until you die for the billionth time from the same skeleton hitting you.
So yeah, more to be said on that as and when I get a chance to play it.
Definitely.
But we played a bit each, and you were better at the vertical platforming sections than me.
To be fair, I think as a general, I think it's because when it was first released and everything, Crash Bandicoot was my game. It was my
game too.
It was the one that I favoured the most.
I was playing with Gran Turismo back then as well.
Yeah, I never did.
Oh, new one's still got to come out. Goodness. But yeah, so that's Crash Bandicoot, and more to come.
If you used to love him, you're probably still going to love him because it is a very pretty game, and do you know what? The humour's still there as well.
It's a good laugh when you ride the pig.
Yeah,
that's the bit that cracks me up. So yeah, let's talk then about this little nugget. Excuse me,
nugget.
If you're not a morning person, the idea of going to the gym before work or even being perky pre-10 a.m. doesn't make any sense at all. But according to a Harvard University psychologist, what you do as soon as you wake up can make or break your day. Amy Cuddy says that having a good old stretch is the best. So in your bed is the best way to start a day. That means spreading your legs and arms as wide as you can, making your body as long as possible before your alarm goes off. It may sound like an urban myth or something that your mum would tell you to do, but there's actually some theory behind it. Known as superposing, the idea of making yourself as big as possible involves mimicking the pose of a confident person. So essentially, you're telling your brain you have all the confidence in the world instead of being an insecure mess, similar to the tried and tested method of pretending you're a confident person. So, with this said, Chris,
Yes.
do you reckon it applies to you?
Yes, I do actually, because there have been times where I've been feeling like completely out of crud,
Yeah.
and I've woken up a couple of times in a week, and I've gone, everything's rotten.
Yeah.
And then I wake up, and I'll sit on my edge of my bed thinking, do you know what? It's going to be exactly the same again. And then I sit up. I'd sit up and stretch. Back a crack a bit. My arm might
Back a crack.
back a crack. No, my back would crack a little bit. My arms would crack a little bit. And I'd stand up, and all of a sudden, I'd start feeling good. I'd walk out into the kitchen or something. I'd make a cup of coffee. I'd drink it and go, actually, I'm feeling pretty bloody good.
Yeah.
Why?
Do you reckon it's got everything to do with that?
I reckon some of it sounds plausible.
Yes.
Some of it, on the other hand, doesn't.
Okay, so you're sort of in two minds about it.
I do you know what? I'd like to think that it's spot on, because if that's the case, I want to be doing it every morning.
Every day.
Every
Every day. Now, at the risk of Adobe Audition crashing, let me quickly read this to
Definitely.
you. A group of urban planners in India are surely keeping their heads down after accidentally banning alcohol from an entire city. Bengaluru, sorry if I've butchered that, is the capital of India's southern... I'm not going to even attempt it. Just being inside of a dry. They've accidentally made made dry by a new India-wide law which came into effect on the 1st of July, making the sale of any alcohol within 500 metres of a major roadway illegal. The move was brought in an effort to curb drink driving, but an unexpected side effect is that many densely populated areas of the country have been forced to become alcohol-free zones. Oh dear.
No, you what, mate?
So basically, anything that's within a particular distance of a road, they're not allowed to drink.
Oh, that's not great, is it?
Poor souls.
Oh dear. Do you know
Can you imagine banning alcohol in entire cities by accident?
Do you know what? To be honest with you, can you imagine the amount of times we go, oh, do you fancy quickly popping down a pub for a pint? And we weren't allowed to do it. Do you know, it would drive me mad.
It would. Cause
I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
everyone likes a beer.
Well, the pub's like my second home.
A pub is your home.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's my second home. This pub's your home, my friend. Don't feel it. Don't feel
I forgot about that.
So yeah.
I forget where I live. I drink so much. You know how people leave.
Can I have that violin back?
You know how pubs leave. People leave cans and stuff in their room.
Yeah.
Not me. I leave kegs.
Kegs.
And huge.
Do you just tap
bottles.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a bit of a boo-boo on their part.
A little bit, yeah.
Now, coming up on next week's show, don't know.
Don't know. However,
this is a very much fly-by-wire kind of program.
One thing before we do start to finish up.
Go on.
You have to name this week's episode.
I have to name this week's episode.
So you have 10 seconds, Martin.
What did we
rules
talk
apply.
about? We talked about...
10.
Oh, God.
9.
I don't know such a time now. I need to find out what we've been talking
8.
about.
7. 6. 5. 4.
Indeed, it's a prime day to make barbecue soup.
Okay, let's go with it.
Indeed, it's a prime day to make barbecue soup. There you go. That is the name of the episode.
These titles are getting more and more stupid. Do you know what? One day, one of these episodes is just going to be the alphabet. Yeah, it's just going to be that.
Or QWERTY.
Yeah. Oh God.
So what was it? It was
no one wants to see your
no one wants to see your holiday photos.
Yeah.
I spelled "you're" wrong in the
Did
video,
you?
so I just changed the description. I was like, I'm not gonna.
No.
I'm just gonna pretend that I meant to spell
just to
"you." I'm gonna pretend that I meant to spell "your."
Yeah.
Y-U-R. So it's called. Indeed, it's a prime day to make barbecue soup. I'm going to write that down.
Definitely.
Indeed, it's a prime day to make barbecue soup. So yeah, we're just shy of an hour.
Yeah.
So instead of waffling on, we're just going to leave you with that.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for listening this week. We'll be back next week, hopefully, with another episode. Stay tuned to the Curious Crow YouTube channel. We hope to be making some more stuff for you soon. And if you're on the, if you want to subscribe to us and have us on your Apple device, you can do so by going to the podcast app on the iPhone. You can just subscribe to us, or you can download our episodes there. I'm going to try and get us available on as many platforms as I can.
We're also on SoundCloud.
We are also on SoundCloud. Curious Crow Productions, what you're looking for.
Definitely.
But from myself, Mike William.
And me, Chris Borden.
That's goodbye. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.